The world of biological records is a quiet, yet ever-present wonder, where the smallest details of life can reveal astonishing truths. Imagine for a moment the breath of the wind, soft and cool, brushing against the branches of an ancient tree. It's as if nature itself is whispering its secrets to those who listen closely enough. In the dense green forests of the world, trees hold the wisdom of centuries. Some of them stand in silent witnesses to the passage of time. They are the keepers of secrets, much like the way biological records silently record every heartbeat of the living world. These records, though unseen by most, are as vast and infinite as the sky above, stretching across the earth, cradling within them the story of life itself. Within every cell of every living organism, there lies a story, encoded in the patterns of DNA. Each strand is like a thread of an ancient tapestry, telling stories from the very first breaths of life on Earth. The very fact that life exists in such diversity is a testament to the power of these tiny, almost invisible records. Consider the humble oak tree. In its rings, it holds the stories of years gone by, each one telling of the seasons it has witnessed. Yet, deep within its core, the biological records are much older, carrying with them information about the environment it was born into. These records not only tell of age, but also of the conditions under which the tree thrived or struggled. Each year's ring offers a whisper of the weather, the rain, the sun, and the winds that shaped its growth. There is, too, the butterfly. Its delicate wings, painted with patterns of exquisite symmetry, are also records of its life cycle. The metamorphosis from caterpillar to chrysalis and then to butterfly is a reminder of nature's power to record change. The very process of transformation is a biological record, a mark in time that tells the story of adaptation and survival. And then there's the mysterious ocean. Beneath its vast surface, life blooms in ways unseen by human eyes. Coral reefs, often referred to as the rainforests of the sea, are living records of marine life. Each reef holds an ecosystem within itself, and the corals that build these structures are living organisms that record the passage of time in their skeletons, revealing information about the water's temperature and acidity, as well as the presence of certain minerals. Within the human body, too, are countless biological records. Our bones, for example, record the life we lead, from the food we eat to the way we move. Each bone grows and changes in response to our daily activities, silently capturing the essence of our existence. Even the skin, our largest organ, records the sun's touch, the changes in weather, and the marks of time. Yet, in all of this, there is something deeply humbling about these records. They remind us that, though we may feel as though we are in control of our lives, we are but small pieces in a much larger puzzle. Our biological records tell us that we are part of a vast, interconnected web of life that stretches across time and space. In this web, every organism, from the tiniest microbe to the grandest whale, has a role to play. As you lie here, breathing softly, imagine the slow, steady rhythm of your own heartbeat. In that rhythm, you carry your own biological records. Every experience, every choice, every breath is stored within you, just as it is stored within every living thing around you. Your life, like the oak tree, the butterfly, and the coral reef, is a story written in the language of biology. In the quiet of this moment, let these thoughts drift like leaves on a gentle stream, carried forward by the current of time. The stories of life are endless, and each one, no matter how small, is precious. We are all part of this story, recorded not just in the pages of history, but in the very cells that make us who we are. And so, as you relax, remember this. Each day is another entry in the vast biological record of the world, and your place in it is as important as any that has come before. Allow yourself to feel the peace that comes with knowing that you, too, are a living record, quietly chronicling the beauty of existence. Let this thought soothe you as the world outside settles into the quiet of the night. And with each passing moment, we become more deeply connected to the rhythm of the earth, the sky, and the stars. As you drift into sleep, know that the stories of the world will continue to unfold, both around you and within you. You are a part of it all, and in this moment, there is nothing more you need to do but rest, knowing that the biological records of your life are being written with every breath you take. As the night deepens, the air becomes still, and the world outside seems to quieten in harmony with the rhythm of your breathing. Life continues to unfold around us in ways we can barely comprehend, yet everything we see and feel is a part of the vast biological record that spans centuries, millennia, and eons. In this tranquil moment, we turn our attention once more to the subtle wonders of life that we so often overlook. Deep in the forests, under the thick canopy of trees, life thrives in ways that remain hidden from our sight. The mushrooms that rise from the damp soil, seemingly insignificant, are in fact living records of nature's secret life. These fungi, ancient and wise, are part of an intricate network beneath the earth, connecting trees and plants in a vast communication system. Their mycelial threads record the movements of nutrients, water, and even the messages between plants. In a way, the very forest itself is a living record, continually communicating with itself, adjusting and adapting in response to its environment. The hummingbird, too, carries its own hidden history within the delicate flutter of its wings. This tiny creature, with its extraordinary ability to hover in place, is a marvel of evolution. Every movement, every flap of its wings is recorded in the efficiency of its energy use, the delicacy of its flight patterns, and its reliance on the natural world. The flowers it feeds from, the nectar it consumes, and the very air it breathes all play a part in shaping its existence. In the silent dance between hummingbird and bloom, there is a deep and unspoken connection, one that goes beyond mere survival. Each visit to a flower leaves behind a trace, a tiny record in the continuum of life. Similarly, deep in the deserts, the cacti hold a quiet record of life. With their thick, waxy skin and long spines, they have adapted to survive in some of the harshest conditions on Earth. Yet, despite the relentless sun and arid air, the cacti thrive. Their internal systems have been shaped by centuries of evolutionary pressure, each one holding within it a record of survival, of resilience in the face of adversity. These cacti store water in their trunks, preserving life in the most inhospitable environments. And every time a drop is used, it is a reminder of the delicate balance between life and death. The ocean, too, holds its own biological records, far beneath its surface. The coral reefs, in their vibrant, colorful display, are living archives of marine life. Each coral polyp, so small and fragile, contributes to the larger structure of the reef. Over thousands of years, These tiny creatures have built immense underwater cities that are home to countless species of fish, mollusks, and crustaceans. But the true record they hold is one of environmental change. The colors of the corals, their health, and their growth patterns are all influenced by the temperature of the water, the level of pollution, and the health of the oceans. The story of the reef is a story of change, a history written in the shifting tides. In the world of animals, the migration patterns of birds are another fascinating example of biological records. Every year, millions of birds travel vast distances, following the same routes that their ancestors once took. These migrations are not just physical journeys. They are embedded in the bird's very DNA, a record of generations upon generations that have traversed the same path. These journeys are guided by the stars, by the changes in the Earth's magnetic field, and by an ancient instinct that resides deep within the birds' bodies. The routes they follow, the landscapes they pass over, and the changing seasons they encounter are all part of a biological record, an unspoken map that links the past with the present. The trees in the savanna, though far fewer in number than those in the forests, also carry stories within their trunks. The baobab trees, known as the trees of life, store water in their massive trunks, enabling them to survive through the long, dry seasons. These trees are living records of the cycles of the environment, their growth and health telling the story of the rainfall, the heat, and the passage of time. Over hundreds of years, they have adapted to the harsh conditions, their roots deep in the earth, seeking out the water hidden below. Their swollen trunks stand as sentinels, holding within them the history of the land. And then there are the small, often overlooked creatures, the ants. These tiny insects, though often seen as pests, are remarkable architects and workers, constantly building and rebuilding their nests in the soil. Each ant carries a piece of the colony's history, from the food it gathers to the paths it follows. The colony itself is a biological record, an ongoing project that records the successes and failures of the ants' collective efforts. These little creatures are constantly adjusting, responding to changes in their environment, and leaving behind an invisible trail of their actions. In the world of mammals, the elephants offer another profound biological record. These gentle giants, with their strong memory and deep social bonds, hold within them the history of their herds. Their migration patterns, their family structures, and their ways of communicating are all part of an ancient record passed down through generations. Elephants have been known to remember the locations of waterholes they visited years ago, a testament to their remarkable ability to store information. They carry with them the wisdom of their elders, passing it down to the younger generations, ensuring the survival of their species. And so, as you lie here, feeling the peaceful rhythm of your own breath, consider the quiet records being kept all around you. The earth beneath you is teeming with life, each creature, plant, and organism silently recording its own journey. These records are not written in ink on paper, but in the very fabric of life itself. They are written in the DNA of every living being, in the growth patterns of plants, in the migration paths of animals, and in the cycles of the seasons. With each passing moment, new entries are being made in these records, stories of life unfolding silently in the background of the world. As you relax into the quiet embrace of sleep, know that you, too, are a part of this ever-growing story. Your body, your experiences, your very breath are all being recorded in the biological records of the Earth. And as you drift off into dreams, remember that you are connected to the vast web of life that spans the entire planet. Every moment, every breath, every action is a part of this living history. As you drift deeper into sleep, the world around you grows quieter, yet the secrets of life continue to unfold. Every living thing carries its own quiet history, each moment a part of the grand, invisible tapestry that weaves together all of existence. The biological records we've spoken of are not just facts. They are the essence of life itself, capturing the delicate dance between growth, survival, and change. It is this ever-flowing cycle that keeps life moving forward, quietly, in ways that often go unnoticed. The slow, rhythmic movement of the tides is one such example of this unseen force. The oceans, vast and deep, hold within them a history older than any living being could comprehend. Every wave that rolls onto the shore is a record of movement, of water, wind, and time. Beneath the surface, the currents are alive with the passage of nutrients and energy, constantly shifting in a dance that has been going on for millions of years. The ocean's depths are a living library, a place where stories of ancient life are written in the form of fossils, each one a reminder of life's past trials and triumphs. And then, far above, the sky, stretching endlessly, also keeps its own records. The winds that sweep across the continents are not just air moving through space. They are messengers, carrying with them information about the Earth's temperature, the seasons, and the movement of storms. These winds, too, are records of the world's breath, ever-changing but ever-present. They shape the land, mold the forests, and carry the seeds that will grow into new life. They, too, are biological records, capturing the subtle shifts in the environment that influence everything below. In the mountains, the rocks and the soil hold stories, written not in ink, but in the layers of sediment that pile up over time. Each layer of rock is a chapter in the history of the Earth, each one telling of volcanic eruptions, floods, droughts, and the slow, relentless march of time. These rocks, weathered and worn, are like the pages of an ancient book, each one marking the passage of years, telling of the forces that shaped the land and the life that has come and gone. Consider the trees in the forest again, their roots stretching deep into the earth. The soil around them is alive with records too, tiny creatures and microorganisms that make their home there, each one playing a role in the grand cycle of life. The Earth is a living entity, constantly shifting and changing, yet holding on to the histories of all the creatures that have walked upon it. The soil that nourishes the trees also holds the remnants of fallen leaves, decomposed animals, and the traces of life long past. Every time a leaf falls, it becomes part of this record, contributing to the cycle of growth, decay, and renewal. The cycles of life in the animal kingdom are no different. Take the migration of the monarch butterfly, for example. These creatures travel thousands of miles, crossing entire continents, from the northern reaches of Canada to the warm forests of Mexico. Each butterfly carries within it a deep, instinctual memory, passed down through countless generations, guiding it along its journey. This migration is not just a physical movement, it is a biological record, a silent message embedded in the butterfly's very cells, telling the story of its species' survival and endurance. As these butterflies pass through the landscape, they leave behind traces of their journey, small marks on the earth, like footprints in the sand. And then there is the honeybee, whose life is intricately linked to the plants it pollinates. The bee carries with it the records of the flowers it visits, each trip from one blossom to the next, building the story of the environment around it. As it gathers nectar, it is simultaneously writing the story of its life and the life of the plants it serves. The hive, too, is a biological record, with each bee playing its part in the grand symphony of survival. Every action, every movement, every pollination contributes to the ongoing history of life. In the vast plains, the grasses bend gently in the wind. Each blade of grass, though fragile and fleeting, holds within it the story of the earth. These grasses have adapted to the changing seasons, their roots digging deep into the soil to anchor them through droughts and storms. The grasses, too, are part of the biological record, a testament to the resilience of life. They provide sustenance for countless creatures, from the tiniest insects to the largest herbivores. These grasses, though they may seem simple, are intricately woven into the fabric of the ecosystem, capturing the energy of the sun, storing it in their leaves, and passing it on to the animals that rely on them. As you lie here, with the soft rhythm of your breathing guiding you deeper into rest, consider the countless records being kept all around you. The world is alive with stories, each one a part of the grand cycle of life. From the smallest microbe to the largest mammal, every living thing carries within it a history, a record of its journey through time. These records are written not in books, but in the very cells, bones, and tissues of life. They are encoded in the DNA of plants and animals, in the patterns of growth and change, in the rhythms of the seasons. In this vast, interconnected world, we are all part of the same story, each of us a living record, carrying within us the history of life on Earth. And as you drift further into sleep, know that you are not alone in this journey. The earth, the sky, the sea, and all the creatures that inhabit this world are with you, their stories unfolding in harmony with your own. Together, we are part of the great, unbroken chain of life, a continuous, ever-evolving biological record that stretches back to the very beginning of time. Now, as your thoughts begin to soften, let the gentle rhythm of life lull you into peaceful rest. The world outside continues its quiet dance, and in your dreams, you too are part of the record. Every breath, every heartbeat, every moment of rest is a small, precious entry in the story of your own life. As the quiet of the night envelops you, the steady pulse of life continues its flow, unnoticed yet ever present, like the rhythmic ebb of the ocean tide. Every living being, no matter how small, carries within it the essence of time, its biological record etched into the very fabric of existence. With each passing moment, the natural world continues to write its story, weaving together the delicate threads of life, growth, and change. It is a symphony of the living, each note resonating softly but with profound meaning. In the dense jungles, the trees are older than any memory, their trunks holding the weight of centuries. Their leaves whisper with the wind, carrying secrets from long before our time. These towering sentinels record the passage of seasons, the rains, the storms, and the sun that blesses them with life. Their roots stretch deep into the earth, each one drawing from the soil not only sustenance, but also the quiet history of the land. Every twist, every branch, and every ring in the trunk tells a story of survival, of adaptation, and of a world that has shifted around them over millennia. These trees stand as living witnesses, and though they may seem still, they are far from silent. Their biological records are constantly evolving, their growth telling the tale of each passing year. Above, in the treetops, the birds weave their own stories. The delicate wings of the hummingbird, fluttering rapidly, are a testament to the marvels of evolution. The bird, though small and seemingly fragile, carries within it the record of generations of its kind. The patterns of flight, the paths it follows from flower to flower, are all encoded in the instinctual knowledge passed down from its ancestors. Each beat of its wings is a tiny chapter in the story of life, a record of survival, exploration, and beauty. And as the hummingbird feeds, it leaves behind a tiny imprint, a moment of exchange between the plant and the creature, a brief but significant entry in the larger biological record. The quiet rustle of the leaves, too, carries meaning. In the forests, the wind moves through the canopy, and with each gust, it spreads the seeds of life. These seeds, though small and unassuming, carry within them the promise of new beginnings. The tree that will sprout from them will also become a record, a keeper of history, contributing its own story to the ever-growing tapestry of life. Each seed is like a whisper, a note in the great, unbroken song of the earth. In the oceans, life continues its own silent dance. The coral reefs, like vibrant cities beneath the surface, are living records of the ocean's health. The corals, though small, build vast structures that provide shelter to countless creatures. They are made of calcium, a record of the minerals in the sea, and their vibrant colors are affected by the water temperature and the health of the ecosystem. These reefs are not just beautiful, they are the embodiment of the delicate balance of life in the oceans. Every reef holds within it a record of the ocean's past, its warmth, its acidification, and its resilience. The creatures that live within the coral's embrace, from the tiniest shrimp to the graceful sea turtles, all carry their own biological records, which tell the story of adaptation and survival. Consider the whales that glide through the vast expanse of the oceans. These majestic creatures, moving through the waters with effortless grace, carry with them the wisdom of the deep. Their migration patterns, passed down through generations, are a record of the ocean's rhythms. They travel across vast distances, following ancient routes that have been charted by their ancestors. Their songs, reverberating through the water, are like living echoes of the past, carrying within them the collective history of their species. Each whale, though seemingly solitary, is part of a larger story, a chapter in the ongoing biological record of the sea. The same is true for the smallest creatures, the plankton that drift in the currents. Though they are invisible to the naked eye, their role in the marine ecosystem is vital. These microscopic organisms are the foundation of the food chain, and their very existence is a record of the health of the ocean. The plankton feed on the nutrients in the water, their tiny bodies capturing the energy of the sun. They are the silent architects of life beneath the surface, their movements recorded in the water, their existence a crucial part of the ocean's biological record. On land, the role of insects is equally profound. The ants that march tirelessly, the bees that pollinate the flowers, and the butterflies that flit from bloom to bloom all carry with them records of their interactions with the environment. The ants, with their complex social structures, are part of an ancient system that has existed for millions of years. They build their colonies in the soil, shaping the earth around them, their tunnels and nests recording the rhythm of life. Each ant's path, each grain of soil it moves, is part of the larger biological story. The bees, too, are integral to this narrative. They carry pollen from flower to flower, ensuring that life continues to bloom. In their tiny bodies, they carry the genetic material of the plants they pollinate, and in turn, they help plants reproduce. The relationship between bee and flower is one of mutual survival, a delicate dance that has been playing out for centuries. The bees are a living record of this interdependence, and the flowers, in turn, carry the story of the bees in their vibrant petals. As the night grows deeper, consider the quiet, invisible records of life that continue to unfold all around you. The very air you breathe is filled with the subtle signs of life, the rhythms of growth, and the delicate balance that sustains all of existence. The plants outside, the trees, the animals, and the soil, all of them are living records, constantly shifting and adapting to the world around them. And as you breathe in the cool, quiet air, remember that you too are part of this grand story. Your body, your thoughts, your actions, all of them are being recorded in the biological records of the world. You are a part of the cycle of life, a living testament to the beauty and wonder of existence. With each breath, you become more deeply connected to the earth, to the air, and to the vast, unbroken chain of life that has been unfolding for millions of years. As you close your eyes and surrender to the peaceful embrace of sleep, know that the biological records of your life will continue to unfold, silently and gracefully, as they have for every living creature that has ever existed. You are part of something much larger than yourself, a story that stretches across time and space, ever growing, ever changing, and ever beautiful. As the night deepens, the soft whispers of life continue their quiet song, and the world of biological records expands, hidden from sight yet eternally present. These records, written in the cells of every organism, in the patterns of growth and decay, are the true testament to the passage of time. With each passing moment, life evolves, adapts, and leaves behind traces, marking the slow dance of existence. The delicate beauty of this natural rhythm is woven into the very fabric of the world, and it is a story that unfolds gently, silently, as you drift deeper into sleep. In the vast plains, where the grasses sway in the breeze, there is a record of survival. The grasses, though simple in their appearance, hold within them the story of the land. Each blade that grows, each seed that falls, is a part of the larger cycle of life. These grasses have adapted to the cycles of weather, to the shifting patterns of rainfall, and to the grazing of herbivores. As the seasons change, the grasses bend and sway, recording the rhythms of the earth. Their growth is a response to the land, and in return, they feed the animals that depend on them. The symbiotic relationship between the grasses and the creatures of the plains is a living record of cooperation, a testament to the interdependence of all life. The mighty buffalo, too, is part of this biological record. These great creatures roam the plains, their massive forms moving through the grasslands in a rhythm that has been passed down through generations. The buffalo's migration, its feeding habits, and its seasonal movements are all records of the Earth's cycles. These animals, once the dominant species of the plains, have long been a symbol of strength and endurance. They carry with them the wisdom of their ancestors, passing down the knowledge of the land to each new generation. Their hoofbeats on the earth are like echoes of the past, reverberating through time and space, connecting the present to the history of the plains. In the mountains, where the air is thin and the winds are fierce, life continues to find a way. The alpine meadows, though small and fragile, are home to a surprising number of species. Here, the biological records are written in the delicate balance of life. The flowers that bloom in the short summer, the insects that buzz from petal to petal, and the birds that nest in the cliffs all play their part in the mountain ecosystem. Each one leaves behind a trace of its existence, a record of its journey through life. The plants and animals of the highlands have adapted to survive in this harsh environment, and in doing so, they have become part of the living history of the mountains. Their stories, like the stories of all living things, are etched into the fabric of the land, written in the movements of the wind, the flow of the water, and the rhythms of the seasons. In the deserts, where the heat shimmers off the sand and the earth cracks beneath the sun's intense gaze, life is a delicate balance. The cacti, with their thick, waxy skin, store water in their trunks, ensuring their survival through the long, dry months. These plants, though seemingly simple, are living records of resilience. They have adapted to the harsh conditions of the desert, their roots reaching deep into the earth to find the water hidden beneath the surface. The cacti's ability to survive in such an inhospitable environment is a testament to the power of nature to adapt and evolve. Each spiny arm, each bloom that appears in the rarest of moments, is a record of life's ability to persevere, to survive against all odds. In the night sky above, the stars too hold their own biological records. The constellations, though far beyond our reach, have been a guiding light for millennia. The patterns in the stars, passed down through generations, tell the story of human history, of navigation, of dreams and discoveries. But beyond human understanding, the stars themselves are records of cosmic history. Each star is born, lives, and dies, its life cycle recorded in the light that reaches us. These stars, ancient and far away, are the keepers of a history that predates the Earth itself, a history written in the elements of the universe. The stars are the cosmic markers of time, their light traveling across the vast expanse of space, carrying with it the story of creation, of destruction, and of rebirth. The moon, too, plays a role in this cosmic record. It has watched over the Earth for billions of years, its silent glow illuminating the night sky. The moon's influence on the tides, on the rhythms of the Earth, is a quiet, constant presence. It governs the cycles of the oceans, pulling the water back and forth, shaping the land, and creating a record of time in its wake. The moon's craters, formed by the impacts of meteors, are like scars on its surface, each one a record of an ancient event, a collision in the cosmos. The moon, with its silent, steady presence, is a keeper of memories, a reminder of the forces that shaped the universe. In the microscopic world, the story of life is written in the tiniest of cells. The bacteria, though invisible to the naked eye, are among the oldest and most enduring forms of life on Earth. These single-celled organisms, though simple in structure, carry with them the history of evolution. They have survived the harshest conditions, adapting and evolving to thrive in environments where no other life could exist. These tiny creatures are living records of the planet's early history, the first to inhabit the Earth, the first to write their story in the DNA of life. Their existence, though often overlooked, is a crucial part of the biological record that tells the story of life on this planet. Similarly, the fungi, though often seen as fleeting, are part of the vast network of life that connects all living things. These organisms break down organic matter, recycling nutrients and helping nourish the soil. The fungi's role in the ecosystem is one of transformation, taking what was once living and returning it to the earth, where it can nourish new life. In their mycelial threads, they carry the record of decay and renewal, a reminder that life is a cycle, ever-changing, ever-evolving. As you rest here, with the soft rhythm of your breath guiding you into a deeper state of relaxation, remember that you, too, are part of this vast, interconnected web of life. Your story, written in your cells, in your bones, in your DNA, is an integral part of the biological record of the Earth. You are a living testament to the wonders of existence. And as you fall into a peaceful slumber, know that your life, too, is part of the great, unbroken chain of life. A chain that stretches across time and space, connecting you to every living thing that has ever existed. As the night embraces you in its quiet, the world around you continues to hum softly with the pulse of life. Life is a continuous record, ever written, ever unfolding, as subtle and infinite as the stars above. Every living being, every creature, every plant, and every grain of sand plays its part in this vast, eternal story. It is a story not told by words, but by the simple, beautiful processes that sustain life. The intricate dance that we often overlook, yet is ever present, silently unfolding moment by moment. In the deep, hidden places of the world, beneath the forest floor or within the dark waters of caves, there is life thriving in conditions that would seem impossible. Here, nature's most secret records are written in silence, in the unspoken language of survival. The creatures that call these places home are unlike any others, uniquely adapted to their environments, carrying within them the story of their ancestors' struggle to endure, to thrive in conditions that are harsh, dark, and lonely. In these places, life continues its quiet rhythm, each creature playing its part, from the smallest insect to the most secretive mammal. These records are etched into their very being, from the way they move to the way they interact with their environment. Consider the caves, where the air is thick with mystery, and the walls are covered with the delicate markings of time. In these caves, the stalactites and stalagmites grow slowly, silently, marking the passage of time in their silent forms. These formations are biological records in themselves, created by the delicate interplay of water and mineral deposits, leaving behind an eternal record of life's subtle, unceasing rhythm. Each drop of water that falls, each mineral that is deposited, adds to the ongoing story of the cave, a history written in stone, a history that has been unfolding for thousands, even millions of years. In the darkness of the deep sea, far beneath the waves, life continues its secretive dance. Here, in the cold, pressurized depths, creatures thrive that would seem alien to us, their bodies adapted to the extreme conditions of the deep. The jellyfish, with its translucent body, drifts effortlessly through the water, a living record of the ocean's mysteries. These creatures, though fragile, have survived for millions of years, their biology finely tuned to the rhythms of the deep. Their very existence is a testament to the resilience of life, to its ability to adapt and evolve in the most unexpected of ways. These jellyfish, like all living things, are part of the biological record of the Earth, their lives written in the currents and the tides, in the depths of the sea. And then, there are the trees that grow in the coldest, most barren places. The conifers, with their needle-like leaves, are well suited to survive in environments where other plants would wither and die. These trees are the guardians of the forest, their roots digging deep into the frozen earth, their branches reaching up to the sky. The evergreen trees, standing tall and proud, are living records of the resilience of life, able to endure the harshest winters and the hottest summers. Their sap, thick and rich, is a record of the life within the tree, storing energy to fuel it through the cold months. These trees, with their deep green leaves and their quiet strength, are silent witnesses to the passage of time, carrying within them the stories of the land they inhabit. In the savannas, life is a constant battle for survival. The grasslands, dotted with acacia trees and the occasional herd of wildebeest, are home to a wide variety of creatures, each one playing a role in the delicate balance of the ecosystem. The lions, majestic and strong, carry with them the record of their pride, their migrations, and their hunt for food. The zebra, with its striking black and white stripes, records the rhythms of the land, moving with the herds, guided by instincts passed down through generations. The grasses themselves, though they may seem simple, are part of this record, growing tall and strong to nourish the animals that graze on them. Every blade of grass, every paw print in the sand, every flutter of the bird's wings adds to the ever-growing story of the savanna, a biological record written in the patterns of movement, in the cycles of life and death. In the sky above, the birds continue their journey, their wings slicing through the air with a grace that speaks of ages of evolution. The migration of birds is one of nature's most incredible phenomena, a living record of the planet's seasonal rhythms. Every bird that takes flight carries with it the legacy of its ancestors, following paths that have been traveled for generations. The birds, whether they are migrating to warmer climates or returning to their birthplace, are part of a larger story, one that is written in the stars, in the winds, and in the changing seasons. Their flight is a living testament to the power of instinct, to the biological records embedded deep within their DNA. Beneath the soil, in the quiet darkness, the roots of plants are working tirelessly, stretching out to find the nutrients they need to grow. These roots, though hidden from sight, are part of the great network of life that binds the earth together. The mycorrhizal networks, tiny fungal threads that spread beneath the soil, connect plants to one another, allowing them to exchange nutrients, share resources, and communicate. This underground network is a living record of the interactions between plants, the soil, and the environment. It is a system of cooperation, of survival, and of life continuing in ways that we can only begin to understand. The rivers, too, carry with them the records of time. Their waters, ever-moving, ever-changing, carry stories from the mountains to the seas. Each drop of water in the river is a part of a larger cycle, a cycle that has been in motion for billions of years. The rivers carry nutrients, minerals, and life, their currents shaping the land and nurturing the life that depends on them. The water, ever flowing, is a living record of the Earth's natural processes, recording the weather patterns, the rainfall, and the passage of time. The rivers are silent witnesses to the changes in the land, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the rhythms of life. As you lie here gently breathing, remember that life is a continual flow, a stream of moments, each one leaving behind a record. You are part of this flow, part of this ever-unfolding story. Your life, though it may seem brief in the grand scale of time, is a precious entry in the biological record of the Earth. As you sleep, you become one with the world, a living, breathing record of the beauty and wonder of life. As the world outside settles into a deeper stillness, the gentle flow of life continues, as it always has, beneath the surface of everything we see. The biological records of life are vast, invisible, and yet infinitely important, continuing their quiet work across the expanse of the Earth. In the smallest details of the natural world, in the way the wind moves through the trees, or how a bird flaps its wings in the distance, there are stories of life being written, whispered, yet profound. In the tundra, where the air is cold and the land is vast, the biological records are written in the resilience of life. Here, in the harshest of environments, the plants and animals have adapted in extraordinary ways. The mosses that blanket the ground, the lichen that clings to the rocks, and the hardy grasses that sprout through the frozen earth are all testament to the power of life to endure. These organisms record not only the history of the land, but also the incredible adaptability of life. They survive where most would perish, thriving in the frigid temperatures, enduring the long, dark winters, and flourishing during the brief, vibrant summers. Their ability to exist in such extreme conditions is a record of nature's unyielding will to survive. Among the creatures that inhabit this cold land, the Arctic fox stands as a living example of adaptation. Its thick fur, which changes with the seasons, is a biological record of the animal's ability to cope with the freezing temperatures. The fox's white winter coat is perfectly suited for camouflage, blending with the snow, while its thick, bushy tail keeps it warm in the coldest of nights. The fox's migrations, its hunting patterns, and its ability to endure the harshest conditions are all part of the record of life in the tundra. It is a creature forged by the land, shaped by the forces of nature, and its very existence speaks to the resilience of life in the most extreme environments. Beneath the icy surface of the northern seas, life continues to thrive in ways that remain hidden from the human eye. The creatures of the deep, from the majestic orcas to the mysterious squid, are part of a living record that stretches back to the beginning of time. The orcas, with their complex social structures and intricate communication, carry with them the history of their species. Their movements across the oceans are recorded in the patterns of migration and the songs they sing to one another. These songs, though invisible to us, are a record of the orca's journey, its interactions with its family, and the ancient knowledge passed down through generations. The squid, with its fluid, graceful movements, carries its own secret history. These cephalopods, with their ability to change color and texture, are living records of the adaptability of life. They have evolved to survive in the depths of the ocean, to blend in with their surroundings, and to outwit predators. The squid's ability to regenerate limbs and change its appearance is a biological record of its incredible capacity to adapt and survive. These creatures are both ancient and ever-changing, their lives marked by the constant rhythm of the ocean's currents. And in the deserts, where the heat blazes relentlessly under the sun, life carries on in surprising ways. The creatures of the desert, from the elusive fennec fox to the mighty desert tortoise, are masters of survival in extreme conditions. The fennec fox, with its large ears and sand-colored fur, is perfectly adapted to life in the arid landscape. Its ability to hunt and find food in the barren desert is a record of evolution's power to shape life according to the environment. The desert tortoise, slow and steady, carries within its hard shell a story of survival. The tortoise's long lifespan and its ability to store water within its body are biological records of endurance and resilience, a reminder of the ancient rhythms of life. The cacti, too, are survivors in this dry land. These plants store water in their thick trunks, surviving for years without rain. The spines that protect them are not just a defense against predators, but also a record of their evolutionary journey. These plants have adapted to the scarcity of water, storing it in their tissues and using it when it is needed most. Their flowers, though few and far between, bloom in a spectacular burst of color, marking a moment of beauty in the otherwise desolate landscape. The cacti's ability to thrive in such a harsh environment is a biological record of life's persistence and adaptability. Above the deserts, the skies stretch endlessly, and in the quiet solitude of the night, the stars twinkle like distant records of the universe's history. The constellations, ancient and unchanging, have guided travelers for millennia. Their patterns, though they shift with time, are a biological record of human connection to the universe. For centuries, humans have looked up to the stars for guidance, marking their journeys and mapping their lives according to the constellations. The stars have been the silent witnesses to human history, a record of our dreams, our fears, and our discoveries. And as the night grows deeper, consider the countless creatures that call the forests, the plains, the oceans, and the skies home. From the insects that scurry across the ground to the birds that soar high above, each one carries with it a history, a record of survival, adaptation, and evolution. The world is full of stories, and every living being is part of this grand, ever-evolving narrative. In their movements, their migrations, their lives, they contribute to the ongoing biological record of the planet. As you settle deeper into sleep, feel the peaceful rhythm of the world around you, the quiet pulse of life continuing as it always has. You are part of this grand story, this biological record, just as every living thing is. In the quiet moments of rest, remember that you are connected to the earth, to the creatures that roam its surface, to the oceans that stretch beyond the horizon, and to the stars that twinkle in the night sky. Your life, too, is a record, a part of the eternal flow of life on this planet. Let the gentle rhythm of your breath guide you into a deeper state of relaxation, knowing that your place in the great cycle of life is secure, that your story is a precious chapter in the ongoing record of existence. And as you drift into dreams, know that the biological records of life will continue to unfold around you, ever growing, ever changing, and ever beautiful. As the quiet embrace of sleep deepens, the subtle symphony of life continues its unfurling in the world around you. Though unseen, its beauty is ever present. Life, in all its forms, is continually writing its story, one invisible, gentle step at a time, unfolding in a rhythm that resonates through every living thing. Each breath you take, each movement in the dark corners of the earth, each fleeting moment of time is part of this eternal narrative, an endless dance between survival, growth, and adaptation. In the shadows of the vast forests, the creatures of the night emerge, their biological records etched in the quiet movements of their lives. The owl, with its keen eyes and silent wings, hunts the night. Its flight, though nearly invisible, is a living record of adaptation. The owl's ability to fly so silently, to turn its head nearly all the way around, is a testament to nature's precision, to the biological engineering of survival. Every hunt, every movement, every call it makes is a moment written in the long history of evolution, a chapter in the owl's silent story. Its wings, shaped by countless generations, carry it through the night, a living shadow, writing its record across the landscape. And deep in the woods, the deer moves with grace, its slender legs carrying it across the underbrush. The deer's heightened senses, its ability to detect the slightest sound or movement, are a biological record of its survival, a testament to the finely tuned mechanisms of the natural world. The deer's every motion, every step, is part of its ongoing story of life, encoded in its DNA, shaped by the environment it inhabits. The wind rustles through the trees, and in the rustling leaves, there is a quiet whisper of time passing. Each step the deer takes is recorded in the forest's history, a part of the living, breathing record of the earth. Above the ground, the birds continue their migrations, their flight paths recorded in the changing sky. These journeys, carried out year after year, are biological records of the rhythms of the planet. The birds' ability to find their way across continents, guided by the stars and the magnetic field of the earth, is a record of survival, encoded in their instincts. These migrations, though they may seem mysterious, are carefully written in the creature's biology, passed down from generation to generation. Each flight, each stop along the way, is a tiny chapter in the grand story of life, written in the air, carried on the wind. As the night continues, the gentle rustling of the leaves in the trees reminds us that life continues its slow, steady progression. The plants, too, have their own biological records. The way a vine twists around a tree, the way a flower blooms toward the sun, is a record of the forces of nature at work. The roots of the plants, hidden deep in the earth, are like the pages of a secret book, recording the movements of the seasons, the temperature of the soil, and the nutrients that flow through the ground. Each time the plant grows, each new leaf that unfurls, it is writing a new entry in the story of life, a living record of nature's enduring patterns. The trees, with their long, deep roots, are the guardians of the land. Their trunks, wide and strong, have withstood the winds of centuries, their rings recording the passage of time. Each tree, from the towering redwoods to the humble birch, holds a history of the land, written in its rings, in the way it grew and reached toward the sun. These trees have witnessed the rise and fall of generations, the changes in the weather, the movements of animals, and the passing of time. They stand as silent witnesses, their biological records carved into their very form, telling the story of the earth, of survival, and of change. And in the deep waters of the lakes, rivers, and oceans, the story of life unfolds in a different way. The fish that swim gracefully through the currents, their scales shimmering in the sunlight, carry with them the record of their species. The way they move, the way they find their food, and the way they reproduce are all part of the biological record of the aquatic world. Each fish, no matter how small, plays a role in this vast network, contributing to the survival of the ecosystem. The coral reefs beneath the waves are living records of the health of the oceans. These reefs, created over centuries by tiny coral polyps, record the temperature of the water, the level of pollution, and the biodiversity of the marine world. The reefs are not just beautiful, they are a testament to the fragility of life, a record of the delicate balance that exists between species. In the dark corners of the earth, in the caves where light does not reach, there is a different world of life that thrives without sunlight. The creatures of these caves, the bats that roost in the shadows, and the blind fish that swim through the murky waters, are part of a record that has been shaped by isolation. These creatures, so different from those on the surface, have adapted in extraordinary ways. Their blindness, their ability to navigate in complete darkness, and their reliance on echolocation are all part of their biological record, a testament to the power of evolution to adapt life to even the most extreme conditions. These creatures, though hidden from sight, are part of the living record of the earth, contributing to the greater story of life. The insects, too, are part of this grand story. The ants, with their intricate tunnels, the bees that pollinate the flowers, and the butterflies that flutter from bloom to bloom, are all carrying their own biological records. The ants, in their tireless work, build cities beneath the soil, creating complex networks that are essential to the survival of the ecosystem. The bees, with their delicate wings and industrious nature, are the keepers of the flowers, ensuring that life continues to bloom. The butterflies, with their graceful flight, carry the record of the seasons, each one an embodiment of the delicate balance between nature's forces. As you lie here, gently breathing, remember that all of this, the trees, the birds, the fish, the insects, and even the very earth beneath you, is part of the same grand, interconnected web of life. Each moment, each breath, each heartbeat is a part of this ongoing story, written not in ink, but in the very cells of every living thing. The biological records of life are continually unfolding in the forests, the deserts, the oceans, and even in the deepest caves. These records are not written in books, but in the DNA of every organism, in the patterns of the earth, in the rhythms of the wind. As you drift deeper into sleep, know that you are part of this vast, beautiful story. Your life, though it may seem small in the grand scheme of time, is a precious chapter in the ongoing narrative of life on this planet. With each breath, you add to the biological record, contributing to the ever-growing story of existence. And as you rest, let the peaceful rhythm of life's unfolding story carry you gently into dreams, where you too will continue to be a part of this unbroken chain. As the deep calm of sleep settles over you, the world continues its unbroken rhythm, writing new chapters in the biological records that stretch across time. The quiet of the night is not empty. It is alive with stories, each one unfolding in the smallest gestures of nature. The trees, the birds, the rivers, and the mountains. They are all part of this grand, ever-evolving history. A history written not in words, but in the very fabric of life itself. As you rest, remember that you are part of this flow, this natural song that plays softly in the background of existence. In the rainforest, where the air is thick with the scent of earth and life, the biological records of countless creatures are written in every leaf, every drop of water, every flutter of wings. The rainforest is a living testament to the interconnectedness of all life. It is a place where every creature, from the tiniest insect to the largest predator, plays a role in maintaining the delicate balance that sustains the entire ecosystem. The plants, with their lush leaves and vibrant flowers, are constantly reaching toward the sun, their growth a biological record of the energy they capture and transform. These plants are the foundation of life in the rainforest, and their roots hold the history of the land, recording the changes in the soil and the water, the patterns of rainfall, and the shift in temperature. High above the forest floor, the parrots soar, their colorful feathers creating a bright streak in the dense green canopy. These birds, with their intricate calls and intelligent social structures, carry within them the record of their species. Their migrations, their songs, and their interactions with the forest are all written in their biology. These parrots have adapted to life in the canopy, using their strong beaks to break open seeds, their sharp eyes to spot predators, and their wings to travel from tree to tree. The parrots' lives are a record of survival, of communication, and of the ongoing relationship between species and the environment. Beneath the canopy, the insects of the rainforest live out their own stories. The ants, the butterflies, the beetles, all of them contribute to the complex web of life that sustains the ecosystem. The ants, in their relentless work, build tunnels and nests that stretch deep into the earth, creating a network of life beneath the surface. Their tunnels are part of the biological record of the forest, marking the passage of time and the ever-changing dynamics of the ecosystem. The butterflies, with their delicate wings, flit from flower to flower, carrying pollen and ensuring that the plants continue to bloom. The beetles, with their hard exoskeletons, break down the decaying matter, returning nutrients to the soil. These small creatures, though often overlooked, are essential to the health of the rainforest, and their biological records are written in the soil, in the plants, and in the very air. In the rivers that snake through the rainforest, life continues its quiet dance. The fish that swim in the currents, the frogs that leap from rock to rock, and the turtles that glide through the water are all part of the biological record of the river. The river, with its ever-moving water, is like a living creature, its flow shaped by the rain, the mountains, and the land it passes through. Each drop of water that moves downstream carries with it a record of its journey, of the plants and animals it has passed, of the changes in the landscape it has witnessed. The river is a living history, a constantly changing record of the natural world, written in the flow of water. As the river winds its way through the forest, it shapes the land, carving valleys, creating deltas, and nourishing the plants and animals that depend on it. The river is both a giver and a taker, providing life to those who live along its banks while slowly eroding the land over time. This delicate balance, this cycle of giving and receiving, is recorded in the flow of the water, in the shifting tides, and in the patterns of the land. The river's journey is a record of time, of change, and of the forces that shape the earth. On the mountains that rise high above the forest, life is quieter, more remote. The air is thin, and the winds are harsh, but life still finds a way to survive. The mountain goats, with their sure-footed steps, move across the rocky cliffs, their strong legs and sharp hooves a biological record of evolution's power. These goats have adapted to life at high altitudes, their bodies built to withstand the cold, the wind, and the lack of food. Their survival in such a harsh environment is a testament to the power of nature to adapt and evolve. The mountain goats' movements, their migrations and their behavior are all written in their biology, a living record of the mountain's history. The mountains themselves are silent witnesses to the passage of time. The rocks that form the peaks, the soil that covers the slopes, and the glaciers that carve through the valleys all hold records of the Earth's geological history. These mountains have stood for millions of years, slowly rising and eroding, shaped by the forces of nature. The records they hold are written in the layers of rock, in the minerals that make up the soil, and in the fossils that are embedded in the earth. These mountains are part of a larger story, a record of the planet's past, and they continue to shape the world around them, just as they have for millennia. In the oceans, the story of life is written in the movements of the tides, in the ebb and flow of the water. The coral reefs, with their vibrant colors and diverse life forms, are a living record of the health of the oceans. These reefs, built by tiny coral polyps, are home to countless species of fish, mollusks, and other creatures. They are also a record of the changes in the ocean's temperature, acidity, and biodiversity. The coral reefs, though fragile, have survived for centuries. Their beauty and diversity a testament to the resilience of life in the oceans. The fish that swim through the reefs, the turtles that glide above them, and the sharks that patrol their edges are all part of this living history, contributing to the ongoing biological record of the seas. Above the reefs, the sky is alive with the movement of birds, flying across the vast expanse of water. These birds, though they may seem distant, are part of the intricate web of life that connects the land and the sea. Their migrations, their feeding patterns, and their interactions with the ocean are all recorded in their biology. The birds' lives are deeply connected to the health of the ocean, and their survival depends on the delicate balance between land, sea, and sky. As you rest here, with the gentle rhythm of your breath guiding you deeper into relaxation, know that you are a part of this grand story. Your life, though it may seem fleeting in the vastness of time, is a precious entry in the biological record of the world. You are connected to the mountains, the rivers, the forests, and the oceans, and your story is written in the very air you breathe, the food you eat, and the steps you take. You are a living record, just as every other living thing on this planet is. As you drift into sleep, let the peaceful rhythm of life continue to unfold, silently and gently around you. You are part of a much larger story, a story that stretches back to the beginning of time and will continue long after you are gone. And in the quiet of the night, let yourself be carried into dreams, knowing that you are part of this ever-growing, ever-changing biological record, written in the hearts of the earth and the stars above. As the stillness of the night deepens, the world continues its quiet, eternal dance, and life writes its record in ways that remain largely unseen, yet profoundly felt. The gentle pulse of existence beats on, recorded not in ink or paper, but in the very fabric of life. Through the growth of plants, the movements of animals, the cycles of the moon, and the shifts in the wind. All of this, every living thing, contributes to the ongoing, unbroken story of life on Earth. In the high plains, where the wind sweeps across the landscape, there is a subtle beauty in the way the grasses bend and sway, as if they too are dancing to a silent rhythm. The prairie, vast and seemingly endless, holds within it the stories of the land, written in the very soil beneath the feet of those who walk upon it. The grasslands may appear simple at first glance, but within them lies a rich and complex ecosystem. The grasses themselves are living records of the environment they grow in, responding to the changes in temperature, rainfall, and grazing patterns. Their roots, reaching deep into the earth, capture the essence of the land, and their growth tells a quiet story of survival, adaptation, and renewal. In the midst of the prairie, the bison roam, their massive forms a living testament to the resilience of life. The bison, once nearly driven to extinction, have made a comeback, and their movements across the land are a record of the struggle for survival. Each step they take, each graze of their teeth on the grasses, contributes to the health of the ecosystem, and in turn, the land shapes their lives. The bison's ability to survive in such an unforgiving environment is a record of the endurance of life itself. They carry within them the legacy of their ancestors, a reminder that life is a constant struggle, a battle between survival and extinction, between adaptation and change. High in the mountains, the air is thin and the winds fierce, yet life still thrives. The alpine meadows, though small and seemingly fragile, are home to an incredible variety of life. Here, the biological records are written in the small flowers that bloom in the short summer, in the insects that flit from blossom to blossom, and in the birds that nest in the cliffs. These creatures have adapted to the extreme conditions of the highlands, where the air is thin and the weather can change in an instant. Their survival in such a harsh environment is a record of life's incredible ability to adapt. The flowers, despite their delicate appearance, bloom only when the conditions are right, marking a fleeting moment of beauty in the otherwise unforgiving landscape. The insects, though small and often overlooked, are essential to the ecosystem, pollinating the plants and ensuring that life continues. Their movements are recorded in the flow of the air, in the shape of the land, and in the patterns of the seasons. In the oceans, life is written in the rhythms of the tides. The waves, constantly rolling toward the shore, carry with them the stories of the ocean, its depths, its currents, and the life that calls it home. The creatures that live in the ocean, from the smallest plankton to the largest whales, are part of a vast and intricate system. The fish, swimming gracefully through the water, are living records of the ocean's health, of the nutrients and minerals that flow through the seas, and of the temperature changes that occur with the seasons. The coral reefs, though fragile and under threat from climate change, are some of the most complex ecosystems on Earth. These reefs, built by tiny polyps, are living archives of the ocean's history. They record the changes in the water's temperature, its acidity, and its clarity. The health of the reefs is a direct reflection of the health of the oceans, and their decline is a warning of the delicate balance that sustains life on Earth. The whales, the gentle giants of the sea, also carry with them the records of the ocean. Their songs, though inaudible to human ears, carry through the water, a form of communication that transcends language. These songs, passed down through generations, are biological records of the whales' journeys across the oceans, of the relationships they form with one another, and of the knowledge they carry about the vast waters they inhabit. The migrations of the whales, traveling thousands of miles from the cold waters of the north to the warmer southern seas, are written in their biology, in the way they move, in the rhythms of their bodies. Each whale, though seemingly solitary, is part of a much larger story, a record of life in the oceans, a story that has been unfolding for millions of years. In the forests, life continues to thrive, each tree a living record of time. The trees, with their long roots that stretch deep into the earth and their branches that reach toward the sky, hold the stories of the land. Each tree, whether it is a mighty oak or a delicate birch, carries within it the history of the soil it grew from, the weather it endured, and the creatures that interacted with it. The rings of the trees are like the pages of a book, each one marking a year of growth, a record of the environment in which the tree lived. The trees, though silent, are constantly recording the passage of time, their leaves fluttering in the wind, their trunks swaying with the breeze, and their roots holding firm in the earth. Their existence is a record of the ever-changing landscape, of the seasons, the storms, and the sunlight that has nurtured them. As the night deepens and the world falls into a deeper stillness, consider the quiet, invisible records of life that continue to unfold all around you. The earth, with its forests, oceans, mountains, and plains, is a living history book, and every living thing is part of that story. From the smallest insect to the largest whale, from the grass in the field to the trees in the forest, each one carries with it a biological record, a story that has been written over millions of years and will continue to be written long after we are gone. Every life, no matter how small, is a chapter in this grand, ever-unfolding story. As you lie here breathing softly, know that you are a part of this grand narrative. Your life, though it may seem brief in the context of time, is a precious entry in the biological record of the world. You are part of this ongoing cycle of life, growth, and change, and your story is intertwined with the stories of all living things. With each breath you take, with each thought that crosses your mind, you are contributing to the record of life on Earth. And as you rest, allow yourself to feel the peace that comes with knowing that your life, too, is part of this beautiful, ever-evolving story.